right, so here we are. Just to let you know what is happening, I'm here with the future president, the president in waiting, just a matter of days before Mr. Mohamed is announced the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And so what we have decided to do is ensure that we bring some degree, of clarity and answer some of the questions that you may have as it relates to Azruddin Mohamed and the WIN campaign. So here we are. To begin with, we would like to know why the move from being businessman to now politician, and in a matter of days, the president. So, moving from being the presidential candidate to the president, we're very, well, not we, they, because I already know the answer to that. So they would like to know, why the need for you to now get into politics, which of course don't have a lot of money. And in your case, you said that
presidential salary, yeah.
You're giving up your presidential salary as well. So tell us about the move.
Well, first of all, I see myself as an ordinary citizen, not as a politician, as a humanitarian, because my life is all about looking after the people first. People first. We need leaders that can stand up and represent the downtrodden, the oppressed. We need leaders that can represent the people of this country. After all, so many persons would reach out to me on a daily basis to run for office, to announce my candidacy. And that is why I announced my candidacy. You and all.
I know.
Even you stopped talking to me for literally 2 weeks. I called you, you didn't even answer your phone.
My feelings. The truth is, just as you would have mentioned a couple seconds ago, that we are starved for better leadership in terms of in government. And so everybody's looking for the next person who can actually take us forward, who can actually defeat the PPP government. And so you were the ideal candidate. You had everything that is needed to do that. And everybody's sitting anxiously at the edge of their chairs saying, is this guy going to run? Is this guy going to run? Is this guy going to run? It was almost like a tease at some point. And then at some point we started to get upset because we were like, is he doing it or not? And so I felt like, maybe you were not going to do it. And I'm not about this life. When you get yourself together, I will answer you. So when you eventually called, you messaged to say that you're making the announcement, and then you called subsequently. I was like, whew, let me answer this guy. This is the president. So, I was very excited about that, as I'm sure all of Guyana, because that announcement got a lot of attention. It was everywhere because that was the moment that we were waiting for.
And it was on the right day.
Yes, I remember.
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
26th.
Yeah, I remember
59 years. And we got to be real. I think that both governments failed the people of this country. Both governments. Because after 59 years, we have problems in every sector in this country.
I agree. I agree completely. Speaking of problems in every sector, one of the soaring issues here in this country is crime, spiraling completely out of control. And even with the increase in crime across the country, we do not see justice being served in very many cases. Recently we would have had the Adriana Young situation. We had Harish Singh. We had the Henry boys. We had the young men in Linden.
And so many others.
Or in Boston. You can go on forever.
Numerous, yeah.
And so there's always this cry for justice in this country. And in most cases, obviously, because the government does not care, justice is not being served. So in your administration, how do you intend to ensure that justice is served to families? What are some of the...
We know it's a major issue in this country presently. And police got to do police work.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
First of all, I won't accept none of my ministers to call the commissioner of police or any commanders to give them instructions to release
Exactly.
this person. Police must do police work.
Right.
And that is the problem that happened. That is what transpired with that same story with Adriana Young. Based, based on what we saw.
Right.
Because you know, if they have searched that hotel the said night
Thoroughly.
thoroughly,
Hmm.
nothing like this would have happened. They should have searched that pool, emptied that pool, drained that pool, so we can rule it out. So I will spare no resources to ensure that families must get justice. I will set up a cold case unit
Nice.
to investigate all murders, not just one or two, all murders that happened in the past, so that the families must get justice.
I like that very much. And of course, it is noted that in your manifesto, in the 100-day plan, the very first line item in that plan is to ensure that the family of Adriana Young gets justice. So you intend to engage the FBI,
FBI, yes.
as you would have mentioned in the manifesto, so that they can come here and do as much as they possibly can to see what we can salvage, because that case has not been properly handled. So to see what they can salvage, because the family deserves
Yes.
justice. Every family
Every family.
deserves justice. Additionally, there had been the fire in Madia, when so many children would have lost their lives. The family, up to today, are crying out for justice. I know that they're in court. And I noted that the government hired some high profile lawyers
Yes.
to fight against those families seeking compensation for these children who would have died in that fire. And that's a sad situation, a
Very sad.
travesty.
The families called me only recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the families called me. They were in Chenapeau.
Mm,
When I sent up my team to Chenapeau to meet with the residents on Zoom,
mm,
because, well, you know, they even ban you from traveling now.
yeah.
You can't even get flights
Yeah.
locally, but you can get an international flight. So when I sent up Miss Dawn and Cody
Hmm.
on the Zoom, one of the family, he told me that he really want to talk to me in person. That no justice up to now. They forced them to sign some document and give them some money.